He died, but came back with a message that could change everything. What he saw beyond life has everything to do with how we understand love and acceptance. Stick around until the end to see how it applies to all of us.
My name is Jonathan, and I want to share with you what happened to me after I died. This isn't just a story about losing consciousness and coming back to life. This is about how I found myself at the edge of another world, a world that completely changed everything I thought I knew about life, love, and how we see each other. I remember the moment everything went dark, and I felt my body start to fade away. I didn't know what was happening, but I knew this wasn't the end. When my heart stopped, the world around me disappeared. Everything I knew simply vanished. I found myself in a place of nothingness. But this nothingness wasn't scary. In fact, it was peaceful, like I was in a place with no pain, no fear. I didn't know where I was or what was going to happen next, but I wasn't afraid. I felt like everything was okay. Then, light started to fill the emptiness. It wasn't a bright, blinding light, it was a gentle light that didn't hurt my eyes but filled everything with warmth and peace. At first, I didn't understand what was happening. But as the light grew stronger, I realized I wasn't alone. I couldn't see him right away because the light was so bright, but I felt someone there. He appeared in the light. It was Jesus. I couldn't clearly make out his face, but I knew it was him. I didn't even understand how I got there, but in that moment, I knew one thing: I was in the presence of love. I felt my soul filling with something I couldn't even describe. It was a feeling of acceptance and peace that I'd never experienced before. Jesus looked at me with so much love and understanding that all my fears and doubts melted away. There was no judgment in his gaze, just endless compassion. He told me I had come there to understand the truth, and that I had only seen a small part of what truly matters. He started talking about love. I always thought love had to be limited. My idea of love was narrow: it was only okay if it was between a man and a woman. But in this light, I realized that love isn't like that. The love I felt in that place had no boundaries. Jesus told me that real love isn't just physical attraction, it's what happens in the heart when two people truly care for each other with respect and kindness. It doesn't matter who they are or what their gender is. Jesus explained that love, built on honesty and respect, is always pleasing to God, no matter what form it takes. He said that the world will tell us there's only one right way to love, but that's not true. Love that brings people together and makes them better is always the right kind of love. And at that moment, I realized that all my old beliefs, everything I thought I knew about love, had been wrong because I had tried to limit it. I understood that true love can look different, and it's not bound by the rules we set for ourselves. This was a revelation I could never have understood while I was alive, but here, in this place, I saw the truth that opens the way for everyone. And just when I understood all this, the light began to fade, and I felt my soul returning to my body. But I was already different. I was changed, and the truth I had learned stayed with me. As the light faded and I felt my soul returning to my body, I felt something important and crystal clear fill me. Everything I had seen and felt in that other world made me see love and the people in my life in a completely new light. With every step of my return, I started realizing how many judgments I had carried with me, how many stereotypes I'd been holding on to. I had always thought love had to be defined, that there were strict boundaries between what's right and what's wrong. I'd been taught that love between a man and a woman was the only real way. But now, with the knowledge I brought back, I understood how limited my views had been. True love doesn't follow those hard rules. My encounter with Jesus in that other world wasn't just an experience, it was a true revelation. I felt how he looked at me with so much love and understood everything I had been through. He didn't judge me. Instead, he said that love isn't defined by gender. It's not limited by anything. He spoke about how love is an expression of kindness, respect, and care. When people love, they create harmony, they become better, they heal, and they teach others to love. And if that love is sincere and pure, it can't be wrong, no matter who is loving who. I realized love is much more than just attraction. Love is a deep connection between people, it's a shared spiritual harmony that isn't dependent on the physical side of relationships. Jesus showed me that when love is built on respect and honesty, it can't be a sin. Sin isn't love, it's the things that deny respect, that manipulate feelings, that use others for selfish gain. But if love is sincere, if it causes no harm, if it heals, then that's the kind of love that pleases God. I remember how hard it was for me to accept this revelation, how doubts and resistance came up in my soul. I was raised in a culture where people who loved those they weren't supposed to love were always judged. This wasn't just about homosexuality, it applied to any relationship that went beyond traditional norms. But in that moment when I met Jesus, I understood that judgment isn't the path we should take. The path is acceptance. Acceptance of the love that comes from God and through which we can be true. I thought about the people I knew, those who had hidden their love their whole lives because they were afraid of rejection. Those who saw themselves as sinners because their love didn't fit into accepted norms. And I realized their love was pure, sincere, and they didn't deserve judgment. They deserved acceptance. Jesus told me that love must be free, not only in the sense that it shouldn't be limited by society's rules, but also in the sense that everyone has the right to love, no matter who they love. I felt my heart fill with compassion and understanding. In that moment, I understood that all my preconceptions about love, about who has the right to love and who doesn't, didn't matter. Everyone has the right to love if that love is based on kindness and respect. And when I returned to this world, I knew my mission was to share this revelation with others. To show everyone that love isn't something to be limited or judged. It's something to be accepted and protected, no matter who loves whom. This revelation became my new truth, and I knew I couldn't go on hiding it. I returned with this message to help people understand that real love is freedom, sincerity, and acceptance. And if anyone says that love between two people of the same sex is a sin, I know it's not. Love based on kindness and respect can't be a sin because it's a gift from God, a gift that connects us all. As I began to realize that true love isn't limited by forms and rules, I understood that there's one more thing that must be part of this understanding. It's forgiveness. Forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. I always thought forgiveness was for others because it was the right and good thing to do. But what I learned at that moment, beyond life, changed everything. Jesus told me that without forgiveness, you can't move forward. He spoke not only about forgiving others but also about the importance of forgiving yourself. You must forgive yourself for everything that's happened, he said. Those words stuck with me as if I had been blind. I always thought forgiveness was for others so they could be freed. But I didn't realize that I needed to forgive myself for all the mistakes I'd made. And I understood that, until I forgave myself, until I made peace with those parts of my soul that I saw as sinful, I couldn't fully be in love. That moment was incredible. I suddenly realized how much pain I'd been carrying inside, how long I'd hidden my imperfection, my humanity, from myself. I thought I had to be perfect, that I had to meet certain standards to be worthy of love. But Jesus said to me, love starts with you. You can't love others if you don't learn to love yourself as you are, with all your mistakes and imperfections. You deserve forgiveness just like anyone else. I felt the huge weight I'd been carrying on my shoulders begin to lift. I wasn't perfect, and that was okay. I was a person who made mistakes, but that didn't mean I wasn't worthy of love. I could forgive myself, and that was liberation. I remembered moments in my life when I felt rejected, when I had judged myself for my mistakes. All those feelings had burned me inside, not letting me find peace. But here, in this light, I understood that I needed to accept myself, forgive myself for everything I had done, for not knowing back then what was truly important. Jesus continued to speak, saying that love for yourself is the foundation for loving others. Until I learned to forgive and love myself, I wouldn't be able to love and accept others. It wasn't just about being kind to myself. It was about recognizing my vulnerability, my weaknesses, and my flaws, and still understanding that we're all children of God, and we all deserve love, no matter our mistakes. This was a lesson I'll never forget. And if I don't forgive myself, I won't be true in my love for others. I felt this revelation fill me with peace. I was no longer a prisoner of my mistakes and fears. I let them go. And as soon as I did, I felt like I could truly love. Without conditions. Without fear. And it was liberation. I realized that true love isn't just what we give to others, but also how we treat ourselves. When we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves from the pain that holds us back from moving forward. When I returned to my world, I was already a different person. I was no longer the one who lived with guilt and self-judgment. I was ready to love and accept myself. And I knew this was just the beginning. I understood that if I could forgive myself, I'd learn to forgive others, and that's what opens the way to true love. And this lesson, the most important of all I received, was that forgiveness and love for yourself are the foundations of everything. Without this, it's impossible to find peace within yourself, to truly love and be loved. This was the revelation I received, and I returned with this message for all who are ready to hear it. Start with yourself. Forgive yourself. And only then will you see and understand the true love that surrounds you.
What do you think true love really is? Do you agree that love has no boundaries? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your opinion. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new revelations. Share this video to help spread love and understanding.